blast. Use this. Wait here. Stand guard in case we miss them. Wait, easy. I'm just here to help.
I don't need your goddamn help.
Okay. I'm just gonna go over here. We're not with them.
Careful, you are.
Okay. What the hell was that? Just your typical day. Last pass? Done. Way done.
Captain Corey, come in.
This is cool.
We're here. Heading up the road to the main gate.
Hold your position. We're coming.
What about the enemy?
They've been neutralized. Hold your position. Hurry up. Come on. Thanks, Captain. Thought we'd save you to walk back. That'll be it. So how'd I do? Did I pass? Pass? You've been watching me all day. I figured this was what? Some kind of test. No. Nothing quite as formal as all that. As you can see, our pool of recruits isn't what it used to be. But yeah. You passed. Oh. You ready to meet the colonel? Yeah, sure. Who the hell not?
So, John, pretty soon, if this shit you down, you never know what it looks like. You know, we're in a position. You know, covering the reds, taxes,
wealthy American executive was found dead in his car in Mexico. It looked like an accident until a forensic anthropologist found evidence of a chilling tale of fraud and deceit. Year-old Madison Rutherford had everything. He was ambitious, successful, happily married, and rich. He worked as a financial advisor in Connecticut with an uncanny ability to make money for his clients. He also managed money for his friends, like Brigida Beck.
I thought, since I am alone in this country, I thought it might be wise, if anything would happen to me, I thought I should have him as my executor.
By all accounts, Madison Rutherford and his wife Rennie lived lavishly and had expensive tastes. So it wasn't unusual for Madison to travel outside the United States pursuing his various interests.
Madison Rutherford and his wife had a penchant for various types of animals, including dogs. And part of the reason for supposedly going to Mexico was to obtain another exotic dog.
But a few days later, Mexican police found Rutherford's car in a ravine near Monterrey. It appeared that the car had swerved off the road and caught fire.
When they got there, the car was burnt beyond recognition. Everything was gone. And he opened up the driver door and found some bone fragments on the driver's side.
Inside, investigators found a medic alert pendant and a wristwatch. On the back of the watch, barely legible, was the inscription, "To Madison, love, Rennie." Also inside the car, the charred remains of a human. All that was left were some teeth.
The cause of death was this total carbonization, meaning that it just disintegrated from the heat.
When Rutherford's wife, Rennie, got the news, she was devastated.
As I came into the house, everybody was very long faces and sad, and I thought, my goodness, what happened? And this one person tells me that there was something terrible happened last night. Madison had an automobile accident and he got killed. Huh. I thought this was just awful, you know, my goodness, how terrible.
Fortuitously, Rennie said she could help investigators with the identification of her husband.
She proceeds to tell the insurance carriers that she has one of Rutherford's teeth that was left over from some type of dental work.
The tooth was extremely helpful, since its hard enamel shell often protects its inner core in a fire. That core contains an individual's DNA. But one of the forensic scientists in Mexico was suspicious, particularly when he examined the items recovered from the car.
The clasp of the medical alert bracelet was found in the open position. He thought that very odd. If somebody had died and that bracelet was on them, it would have been in the clasp position.
Investigators wondered whether the open clasp was a clue or simply an unimportant detail. Although there were some inconsistencies in the accident scene, the Mexican authorities ruled that Madison Rutherford had burned to death in a car accident.
Mexico wasn't pursuing this. There was no complainant. They had a body and a tragic death, and they've closed their case.
As a financial planner, Madison Rutherford had planned for his family's future in the event of his death. He had purchased an ample amount of life insurance.
Rutherford had two separate policies with two separate companies.
He's doubly insured. He's insured for $7 million $4 million from one company and $3 million from another company.
As a routine matter, insurance companies like to make sure that a person who dies in a fire is in fact their client. The tooth given to them by Rutherford's wife could be used for DNA comparison, but it wasn't enough. So they sent the charred remains from the accident to one of the most respected forensic anthropologists in the world, Dr. William Bass. The best bone evidence was a small skull fragment and 4 teeth. Dr. Bass found something highly unusual about the skull fragment. The top outside of the skull wasn't burned.
Now, I got a lot of problems with it. If you're sitting in your car and it's on fire, the top of your skull is going to burn. It's going to burn up little pieces the size of a quarter. Here's a situation in which this doesn't happen.
Dr. Bass concluded there was only one way this could have happened. The victim's head had to be on the floor of the car at the time of the fire.
This tells me then that this is a stage scene, that this is not what happened in the normal crash of a car, that this is a body that has been placed in there in a position that it was not in before.
The skull fragment also provided clues about the victim's age. The human skull has 28 different plate-like bones. These bones come together in a process called fusion. Where they meet often looks like the stitching on clothes. As a person grows older, that stitching, or fusion, tends to disappear. In this case, it was almost non-existent.
It tells me that this is not a 34-year-old individual. That this is an individual maybe twice that. Certainly 50 plus. Because you don't normally get that much fusion in a 34-year-old white man.
The teeth also told a story. Sometimes different races have different shaped teeth. The ones recovered from the car had shovel-shaped incisors, not something associated with a white or Caucasian person.
These teeth had characteristics that are very specific to Mongoloid, this is Japanese, Chinese, or American Indian characteristics. These are what are called Mongoloid characteristics.
In addition, the teeth had large unfilled cavities, inconsistent with a wealthy man with access to the best in dental care. Dr. Bass informed the insurance companies of his findings.
I was told that the individual in his car was a 34-year-old white male. When I get through the analysis of the skeletal remains, that's not what I see. What is in that car is a 50 to 60 plus year old Mexican peasant who has, from a lower socioeconomic level, obviously been peasant, but had done manual labor.
There were even more reasons to be skeptical, and more evidence that the scene might have been staged. Insurance investigators looked more closely at the medic alert pendant and the watch found in the ashes. If the body had burned almost to ashes, why did these items remain relatively intact? And witnesses said they saw a bicycle on the back of Rutherford's car earlier in the day, but no bicycle was found at the accident site. If it wasn't Madison Rutherford in the car, who was it? And where was Madison Rutherford? Forensic scientists were certain that Madison Rutherford was not the man killed in the car explosion in Mexico.
The focus switched not so much from we need more proof of death, we actually think he's alive. And now we want to find out where.
The authorities weren't the only ones concerned. His neighbor, Brigida Beck, had entrusted Madison Rutherford with her entire life savings, about $500,000, and she wanted to know where it was.
I was uncomfortable about the whole thing. I said, well, how is this going to play out? When do I get my money? When do I have a clear picture of this whole thing?
Brigida went to the Rutherfords' home and asked for answers.
She, said, just, I need to speak with you, and just don't make a sound. Please don't make a sound. Don't say anything. And I said, what's happening? So she leaned over kind of, and she whispered, he said, Madison is not dead. I said, what? And I said, what happened? Where is he? And she said, he's in hiding. I just lost it. I just thought this was just too much. I just walked away after a few moments, and I just cried. I just broke down. I admit this was too much.
For Brigida, things soon got even stranger. When Madison Rutherford showed up alive and well at her house.
This was all very bizarre. And how could he do that? And wouldn't he be afraid that he might get, picked up, but somebody might then watch the house?
Rutherford told Brigida that his death had been staged for him by none other than the FBI. He said that organized crime members were after him because he had refused to launder drug money. He assured Brigida that her money was safe, but instructed her to tell no one he was alive.
He asked me, would you mind if I could spend a couple of weeks with you until I know what I need to do next? I said, of course. I mean, poor guy had to be hiding from the mob. Why wouldn't I help somebody?
Without warning, Madison left Brigida's home, and she never heard from him again. A few weeks later, Brigida got another visit, this time from the FBI. Their investigation into Madison Rutherford's financial dealings revealed he had withdrawn Brigida's entire life savings. She was penniless.
The agent said there is no money, and I thought maybe they made a mistake. This cannot be. And I realized I had nothing left. He had dismantled everything little by little. And I said, my God, what do I have in my pocket? Excuse me. I had exactly $500 in my checking account. That's what I had.
Investigators had Rutherford's home under surveillance. Madison never appeared, but they finally got a break. A check of motor vehicles revealed that Madison owned a car that was being driven by a businessman in Massachusetts. His name was Thomas Bay Hamilton.
He works as a controller for a technology company. It's a fairly small company in downtown Boston.
As investigators were about to question Thomas Bay Hamilton, they got a call from Mexican authorities. They said they found a bag full of bloody clothes, and DNA tests concluded the blood was Madison Rutherford. 1 year after Madison Rutherford's disappearance, Mexican police found a bag full of bloody clothing near the site of his car fire. The clothing showed numerous knife holes all over the chest area. DNA test of that blood confirmed it belonged to Madison Rutherford. But this time, investigators didn't believe it. They were convinced the man they were following in Boston, Thomas Bay Hamilton, was in fact Madison Rutherford.
Stu Robinson is arrested in Boston. As he stands with him when Thomas Hamilton is arrested. And we roll his fingerprints, do the same prints. This is our finding, and this is Madison Rutherford.
The FBI searched his apartment and found books on how to change your identity and travel brochures on Mexico. And they found one item that appeared to tie up the case once and for all.
In the Boston apartment, we find an actual to-do list that says goals for the year 1999/2000. And the very top thing is collect $7 million. So there's And so that was a pretty good clue. We was going to find them together with just that one piece of paper.
Right after he was arrested, Rutherford called his wife from Switzerland.
This call may be recorded or monitored. First thing is we have to keep you from getting picked up for anything they think you did, which you didn't. Okay? You gotta go somewhere where they don't know the address. They'll be for you tomorrow morning. They'll get an arrest warrant by then.
What happens, Eric?
I don't know. Let's do this piece by piece. I know, but we gotta get you out of here.
Rennie originally denied she had anything to do with the attempted fraud. But when investigators showed her evidence that her husband was dating other women while living in Boston, Rennie changed her mind.
She was not happy. She went through a range of emotions within a short period of time, and ending with anger.
With Rennie's help, prosecutors learned that they had been planning this crime for months. While Madison was in Mexico, he drove to a desolate graveyard in the Mexican countryside and removed a body.
Apparently, he found a cemetery in Mexico near to where the crash site was, went in to an above-ground tomb, took off the top of the casket, and took out the corpse out of the casket.
Prosecutors believe he positioned his car with the body inside at the bottom of the ravine, doused it with gasoline, and started the fire. When the flames subsided, he threw in his medic alert bracelet and watch, so they would survive the blaze and help identify the corpse. He then took off on his bicycle. Rutherford returned to the United States and gave his wife the tooth he removed from the body so it could be used for possible DNA testing.
According to his wife, he walks in, I believe, with these things in a bag and says to her, "Here's my $7 million tooth."
To this day, no one knows whose bones were inside the car. Later, when Rutherford learned investigators were onto him, he was forced to change his plans. According to Rennie, her husband got into the bathtub fully clothed and cut himself to make it appear that he had been stabbed. Then he returned to Mexico to plant the evidence. Rutherford never realized that forensic anthropology would uncover the true position of the body in the car, and that the bones would reveal the man's race and age.
Madison Rutherford thought of every detail, but he never thought of the bone doctor.
Investigators, looking for a motive, soon discovered that Rutherford had gambled heavily in stocks and lost.
He saw himself as a financial guru, and he tried to play the stock market as a day trader. He lost a considerable amount of money in the 1995-1996 period, and I think that he saw that faking his death and getting insurance proceeds was a way of recouping losses and providing himself with a nest egg for future investments.
Investigators learned that Rutherford used a number of aliases in the past. All were presidential-sounding names: Madison, Rutherford, and now Hamilton. His real name was John Sankey.
I thought it was ironic and quite humorous that he was arrested on Election Day on November 7th, 2000. So this man with all these presidential-sounding names didn't get a chance to vote for the next president. People think that the FBI doesn't have a sense of humor, but I think this proves that we do.
When faced with the evidence against him, Madison Rutherford pleaded guilty to fraud. Federal sentencing guidelines limit his sentence to 5 years. His wife, Rennie, was sentenced to 18 months in prison for her part in the attempted fraud. Since Rutherford had withdrawn $500,000 from Brigida Beck's accounts, she has nothing left. She confronted him during a telephone conversation while he was in prison.
Can I ask you one question? We never talked about my finances. What do you
Let's talk next week.
Why next week?
Only because I can't do anything. Let's talk next week and go through stuff.
Because that's, I want to know a few things.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk next
Never
week.
really talked about it.
Okay. Let's talk next week.
He ruined my life. He ruined my security. We couldn't care less. My wonderful friend turned into a monster to me. And I hope that anybody that would find themselves in the same or similar situation, be careful with so-called friends.
No criminal charges could be brought against Rutherford for embezzlement since Brigham had given him power of attorney. For investigators, Rutherford was clever, but clearly no match for forensic science.
This is one of the better cases that we have been able to solve from the use of science. And we're able to show that the actual events do not fit the story that we were told.
There's an old adage that goes something like, you're only as smart as you are educated. And clearly Madison Rutherford, as well educated as he might have been, was not educated in the area of forensics.
A popular high school gym teacher mysteriously left town without saying goodbye to anyone. He later sent letters to explain why. But a closer forensic look at those letters and the microscopic piece of tissue gave investigators an entirely different explanation for where he went and why. West Yellowstone, Montana is primarily a resort town. Only 1,000 residents live here year-round. But in season, the beauty of the national forest lands and Yellowstone National Park are the main draw.
West Yellowstone is basically the gateway to Yellowstone National Park. There's 1 million+ visitors that come through here every year, so it's a service-oriented town.
Greenie and Brad Brisbane owned a restaurant in town. Brad also worked as a gym teacher at the local high school.
Brad was fun-loving, enjoyed life. He loved to play practical jokes on people.
Brad was a very loyal, honest, trustworthy friend who would do anything, including giving you the shirt off his back, to help you.
Friday, November 9th, 1990 started like most days, until Brad got a telephone call at work and left class unexpectedly.
I actually met him in the hall. He had his jacket on. He was getting ready to leave. I asked him where he was going. He just said to help out a friend. And they had brought in a substitute from the PE class. He said he'd see me at dinner later on that night.
Brad said he was going to Belgrade, about 90 miles away, to pick up his friend Larry Moore, who needed a ride.
It was odd. I mean, he doesn't leave his teaching job very much. So, yeah, it was odd.
What made it even more bizarre, Brad never returned home.
That's when we knew something, we knew something was already wrong because Brad hadn't come home, and that wasn't his nature. That wasn't the way Brad Brisbane was.
When police interviewed Larry Moore, he said he met Brad at the diner as planned. But he said Brad was depressed and inebriated.
Brad told Larry that he was tired of life, tired of his wife, tired of the restaurant, was going to leave, borrowed some money from him, left the restaurant.
Moore said Brad left the diner, got into a red car with Washington plates, and drove off. Moore said the driver was a woman and that he didn't recognize her. Brad's car was still in the diner's parking lot, and there were no signs of foul play.
He loved his family. There was no problem, and there was never any indication that there was anything in his mind remotely related to leaving his family.
I knew that they didn't know our family, the dynamics of the family, and just to hear people saying, well, you know, maybe he did just run off, they didn't know him.
The Brisbane and Moore families had been friends for years. Larry's wife, Shelley, worked with Brad. Shelley coached the girls' high school basketball team, and Brad coached the boys. Investigators heard rumors that Brad and Shelley were having an affair.
I don't believe so. We talked to Greenie, she didn't think there was an affair. We talked to Shelley, and she denied one. The only other person that could really say was missing.
Coincidentally, Shelley and Larry Moore separated just 2 days before Brad disappeared. Shelley said her alleged affair with Brad was a figment of Larry's imagination.
I truly believe he thought we were having an affair.
She actually pointed to Larry as possibly having done something to Brad because of some of the domestic violence against her and the fact that he had accused her of having an affair with Brad.
A few weeks after Brad's disappearance, a letter from Brad arrived at police headquarters. He said he was alive and well and living in Washington State. But after seeing the letter, police weren't too sure. The last known person to see Brad Brisbane alive was his friend Larry Moore. Police started their investigation by carefully examining Larry Moore's truck.
He allowed me to search the pickup, and it was immaculate. When I went around to the camper, I noticed he was patching holes in it with a putty knife.
Inside the camper, investigators found bullet holes in the floor and in the liner underneath. They also found a bullet fragment from a .357 Magnum pistol. Larry told police he once tried shooting a mouse in the camper while on a hunting trip. But something caught the eye of investigators. A small piece of what appeared to be tissue on a window curtain.
About the size of a quarter. There's no way to describe it other than it looked like a piece of chicken skin or something like that.
Being unsure what it might be, he took the entire curtain with the tissue on it, and we got it sent up to the Missoula State Crime Lab.
An Octerloni test identified the tissue as human, and the striations meant it was muscle.
But that doesn't show you that the person's dead. We can all deposit muscle tissue and still be very much alive.
But before police could question Larry Moore about this forensic discovery, a letter arrived postmarked from Spokane, Washington. It was from Brad Brisbane. In it, he apologized for creating what he called a real strain on everyone involved.
I decided to start a new life for myself. I had to make a big break from everyone and everything to make this work. It just seemed to be the only way out for me. Fortunately, I have a wonderful woman to help me.
A few days later, Larry Moore received a similar letter. In this one, Brad wanted to make sure his wife, Renee, was taken care of.
All personal property we own, I want her to have everything. I'm starting a new life with a new person.
But investigators noticed a slight problem. The name of Brad's wife, Renee, was misspelled.
The letter to the sheriff had congratulated him to his appointment, and the sheriff is an elected position. So there were huge mistakes. They were just huge red flags.
Investigators tested the letters with ninhydrin, a chemical solution that reacts with the amino acids in fingerprints. After it was applied, the documents were dried thoroughly. Scientists found numerous fingerprints on the two documents, but none matched Brad Brisbane. they weren't Larry Moore's fingerprints either. Next, the letters were analyzed by a forensic document examiner. Both letters were typed with the same typewriter. The paper was inexpensive, the kind often used in high schools. The type showed no defects, making it difficult to identify the typewriter used to create them. And only the signature was handwritten.
The signature itself is a full cursive signature. It is full of tremor. It looks labored and it looks slow, and it does not look like it is the product of habitual movement. It could be disease, could be drugs, could even be stress. And you get that tremor when somebody sits down and tries to duplicate the handwriting of another person.
Experts compared this question signature to several documents Brad signed shortly before his disappearance.
The handwriting sample I saw for Brad Brisbane was a greeting card, and he wrote a short note at the bottom and signed Brad. His handwriting was done all in uppercase capitals. It was printed in essence. All the printed capitals were connected. It was a sort of printed capitals and cursive mixed together. It's a very high-level, spirited handwriting, very bold handwriting, fast, fluid, very much from the hip.
But the question signature was quite different.
The uppercase B, the name Brad, was actually constructed in 3 pieces. There's a break. It has the up and down spine on the left side of the letter, but between the top and the bottom of the letter, there's a break. Interesting, the break is in a place where you would naturally stop if you wanted to look to see how you were doing and continue writing.
Police suspected Larry Moore may have written the letters, but it was difficult to tell since the question signature wasn't actually handwriting.
This is a drawing of somebody's signature. It's not handwriting at all. And it's very difficult sometimes to actually determine who it was that made the drawing.
Although document examiners were unable to tell conclusively who signed the letter, they were certain it wasn't Brad Brisbane.
I knew that the letter was completely false. There's absolutely no way that my father would just up and leave.
Investigators still had no idea where Brad Brisbane was or what may have happened to him. Police now knew that the letters mailed from Spokane, Washington, weren't written by Brad Brisbane. They strongly suspected Larry Moore may have been involved in Brad's disappearance. On the step of Moore's camper, police noticed what looked like blood spatter. Under a microscope, scientists found it was more than just blood. It was tissue. This was identified as human. And the sample had both small granular cells and larger Purkinje cells. This meant only one thing. This was muscle. But they wanted a second opinion.
So they sent this tissue to a fellow named Mark Cohen, who's a neuropathologist in Ohio. He looked at it and said, yeah, it's mammal and it's cerebellum. It's the brainstem.
The cerebellum sits at the base of the brain and is primarily responsible for memory and motor movement. Since the cerebellum controls the heart muscle, no human can survive without it. A ballistics expert compared the location of the brain tissue in the camper with the bullet holes. Using a 2-point laser, he marked the center of the bullet hole and then followed the bullet's path. It showed that the shooter was firing from a standing position.
Clearly, few people shoot holding the gun up over their head, and if you realize that a body was interposed in between that, we've only got a few feet to deal with, so it can't be a standing man, for example.
Could be a collapsed man or a person nearly down. Next, ballistic experts examined the bullet fragment found in the floor of the camper and discovered what is called soft damage. It deforms in a very different way than it would if it hit wood, concrete, drywall, metal, and it slows down. The longer the path through a victim or a tissue simulant, the more velocity is lost. To find out whose brain tissue was in the camper, investigators sent the sample for DNA testing, but they didn't have a body to compare it to.
We can help you to determine whether this tissue is from the missing person by comparing the DNA from the tissue to the family members and the children and the mother of the person who's missing.
Children get half of their DNA from the mother and half from the father. By taking a DNA sample from Brad's wife, his 4 children, and his mother, scientists could isolate Brad's DNA profile through a process of elimination. For this, scientists used an RFLP test, at the time, the most sophisticated DNA test available.
Whoever tissue sample that was completely consistent with being the father of both sets of children and consistent with being the son of the mother of the missing person.
Next, scientists tested the tiny fragment of brain tissue. It was too small for RFLP testing since it was about the size of a pinhead. So scientists amplified it using PCR, a process that duplicates a small sample to make it large enough to test. The PCR DNA tests revealed that the brain tissue in Larry Moore's camper was Brad Brisbane's.
I knew it was going to be a match. The official confirmation that the blood matched was huge. Never felt anything like that before.
With this discovery, the medical examiner ruled Brad Brisbane's death a homicide. Larry Moore was arrested and charged with murder, but prosecutors knew their case would be difficult to prove without a body. Prosecutors believed that the motive for Brad Brisbane's murder was jealousy. Larry Moore suspected Brad was having an affair with his wife. Moore admitted he called Brad at work to ask for a ride. The forensic evidence suggests the two met at the diner, and Moore somehow lured Brad into the back of his camper. Once inside, Brad was ambushed.
Show you in a second. Give me those pliers down there.
Brad was on the floor when Moore shot from a standing position numerous times. One shot hit Brad's shoulder, leaving a piece of muscle. Another struck Brad in the head. No one heard the shots because it was a busy truck stop with lots of traffic. Authorities had no way to tell where Moore took the body.
He knows it. He's got equipment in West Yellowstone. He owned an excavating company, so he had backhoes and that kind of thing, so he could get rid of a body pretty easy.
Prosecutors believe Moore steam cleaned the camper and removed the carpet to hide the forensic evidence. But the bullet holes and the tiny specks of muscle and brain tissue convinced medical experts that Brad was dead. All prosecutors had to do was convince a jury of that.
As a prosecutor, clearly you want to make damn sure that this is the right guy and there has been a murder. I can't think of anything worse than being in a position of finding out you've convicted the wrong person.
Larry Moore denied killing Brad Brisbane and pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors argued that Larry Moore killed Brad Brisbane in a jealous rage, convinced Brad was sleeping with his wife, Shelley. To throw investigators off the trail, Moore forged Brad's name on several letters. The forensic evidence convinced the jurors of two things. One, that Brad Brisbane was dead. And 2, that
Well, there isn't. If you want it done differently, it can't be done the way it is. He's going to smooth all these out, and you want to tile these two, and the 2 out the back, correct?
Yes, I have the square footages. Can I go ahead and order? Is this saying yes, go ahead
What's
and order?
going on?
Stone.
What kind of stone?
Stone.
What kind?
Pretty stone?
Pretty expensive stone?
It's beautiful. It
No,
looks like sand.
I want to be involved in that.
I think we both feel bad for the way the whole thing transpired yesterday. We are at our wits' end.
This isn't all your vision. It's not all my vision. It has to be somewhere in the middle. And this just happened to be that line in the middle that we decided to start the world.
But that was yesterday.
So I accept your apology. Okay?
Hold on.
I accept your apology.
No. Were you a little grumpy? Are you going to say sorry?
I was a little grumpy. Okay? I'm sorry I got a little grumpy. Okay? Marco's our resident landscaper. He's been living here and taking care of this property for 10 years. You've been here a long time?
Almost 11 years.
This is a guy who knows his way around the place. He knows every tree.
Yeah.
He and his small team have been doing all the yard work without machinery. The shark's job. He's been using machetes, rakes, and pickaxes to maintain this 10-acre property. And so we've decided to surprise him with all new high-end equipment.
Look who I found.
Oh, boy. It's a big one.
Wow.
What do you think?
Oh my God.
When I look at Marco, it's just wonderful to see his excitement and his enthusiasm. I mean, Marco, you want to have a seat in here?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's very nice. That's beautiful. You know how long I weekend? But they always say, next year we get that.
Maybe next year.
I'm so happy.
Marco is super pumped to see all this landscaping equipment. One side is English, one side is Haitian. French. It'll be English and French. Canadian French, though. Now I just have to teach him how to use everything.
Brian's going to have some fun with Marco with all of the new equipment, so I'm going to hatch up my own surprise for Charlotte and our chef Sebastian. It's a quick drive off the resort.
Follow me this way.
Be ready, and I can't wait to show them.
Love it. Oh, look at the chicks.
Charlotte and I were particularly excited to see this farm just because we have a very small version of this back home in Canada. This is the best.
This is the egg station over there.
Here on the island, it's important to Brian and I to source as much local food as possible. And we've heard that Hubert has an amazing egg farm. Hi, you checking me out? Yeah. The food at the resort is equally as important as the design as well as other amenities that we offer. What do you think, Sponsor?
Love it. They're taken care of. They're happy. They're running around.
You've never driven one? It's like a tank. I'm not really nervous about him trying the zero turnout. It's pretty intuitive, so I'll give him some basic instructions. I'll let him go. Oh boy. And we never saw him again. Yeah. This is the brake. Leave the throttle down, then you can get the feel of it. Don't hit anything. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he almost killed you.
When I used to use manchette, that take me so long to get something done. But when you have a right tool, that can be nice.
That's better, eh?
Yeah.
2 minutes of practice, you'll have the thing figured out. God, I hope I got insurance on that thing. Drifts is a relatively small building, but it's going to be a huge focus of the hotel here because it is right beside the pool, right on the beach. It's just a beautiful bar area. So now that we have it built and sided and we have the teak around the bar and we have the bar top on, we have this back plywood wall. Sarah has this plan. I don't think she's really decided exactly how she wants the shelves built and where things are going to go, even though we have this drawing. So I just need some direction.
So is this the last one you have to do?
Well, these are your shelves. So you want on the right side of that, you want from top to bottom.
If we can have a smaller shelf at the top, bigger in the middle, and smaller at the bottom. I feel that Drifts has taken the biggest transformation, and with it, it's kind of evolved more so than a traditional design plan. Like here are the blender stations, so this I think is perfect just for back of bar service to grab and go, but this is more display. Once Drifts was all opened up and we saw all of the natural light, I sort of reassessed the back wall of the bar. I wanted something a little bit more as a focal point. So what are you doing around the TV? I'm guessing you don't want to put stone in here.
I think maybe we just match that pattern on the front of the bar.
I came up with a concept of some living wall panels. I think it works. I think it just brings this sense of life to the space. It does look really good.
I appreciate it. Marco's been having fun on the zero-turn mower, and I think he's mastered it. The grounds are already looking so much cleaner.
Okay, should be good.
You got it?
Yep. Slowly. Drop.
We've got 2 ocean containers on site right now, and they are rammed full with about $250,000 worth of kitchen, bar, equipment.
You broke it, you bought it, Brian.
I already bought it.
I know, right? Would you explain that to Sarah?
Yeah. I'll let you tell her.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
Come on. The ultimate design competition is back on Discovery Plus.
Welcome to Design Star Next Gen.
Don't miss all new episodes of Design Star Next Gen. Now available only on Discovery Plus.
This Overstock semi-annual sale with over 1 million deals. Bring home spring's top sellers. Score discounts in every category, including gorgeous patio furniture and area rugs. Plus, get free shipping on everything. Overstock, where quality costs less.
Hey, potty time, potty time.
The ATL MDs are back in the house.
Babies keep coming. They did not know that there was a pandemic.
And when life gets critical,
Everybody's on fire for the cause.
the drama
We need better unbreakable bond.
Do you want to fix it?
is at a fever pitch.
They don't cheat because of us. They cheat because of them. So he's cheating?
Go ahead, go in here. Shut up. Are you okay? I'm fine.
The all-new season of Married to Medicine. Check your local listings. Only on Bravo.
Go to your scary place. Next time you're snacking on the go or on the couch, we made it easy with our squeeze pouch.
This is the checkers game where grandson and granddad will bond. This is the pool where cannonball records will be broken. And this is the kitchen where the new boyfriend will unofficially become family. These are the Verbo vacation homes waiting for you to fill with your family. Your together awaits. Find it with Verbo.
Dream dreams, it seems are coming true. Where reality takes a toll. Descend the rabbit hole and hold on to your.
Meet the new Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus 5G with Knox security built in to protect your team from malware on the go. Collaboration meets mobility on Verizon 5G from a network businesses rely on. Buy one, get one on us.
How great is it that we get to tell everybody how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need? I mean, sorry. Oh, what? I'm an emu! No, buddy, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Each of us has a purpose. We are destined to do something meaningful. What do you think a private Christian education looks like? GCU offers over 175 high-quality online programs. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu.
Are you kidding me?
This is exactly what I'm talking about right now.
This friggin' driveway. It's annoying when you're driving a forklift meant for polished concrete floors on a very rough surface and gravity takes over. I gotta get this driveway fixed now. I haven't even looked in that box yet. I don't want to. I think they're fine.
Okay? Don't drop it no more, Brian. Pull it out slow. There you go. Right, that was good, Brian. Good.
We have to unload them all to get those containers off of the trailers. The trailers have to go back on the boat. You gotta watch for that pothole.
Let's take your time.
So we just have to offload them, crane them off, and then put everything back in. It's very simple.
Bring it. Don't be scared.
I'm not scared, I'm just being careful.
Yeah, after that first drop.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Took your nerve.
It's a little irritating that the kitchen isn't complete yet. We can't just take this stuff right around, throw it in the kitchen for storage. All the way. Good. Perfect. But the nature of the equipment and the expense of the equipment, we can't put them into an unfinished space. The back wall of drifts is really coming along. The original plan for the back wall was stone, and it's morphed over time, and now we're looking at having these living wall sections that have plants growing out of them, and some shelf areas where we'll build the shelves out of teak and we'll put the tile or the stone from the floor into that wall section. So just a lot of small cuts, a lot of detail work, but it looks really good. We've created a great space that we're going to put that TV above the bar at some point. I think it looks nice. It fits the room. There, I got 4 more pieces to go in here. You're going to have a look at the back wall and tell me how good it looks.
Love it.
Sorry, what?
I love it. I think it looks good. Are you happy?
I do. I like it. This looks great, I think, even without a TV.
Now, after seeing it all complete, I think it was a perfect decision, and I do think this is probably our biggest transformation on the property.
That's it.
For now, I can fill it with alcohol.
Hey, put some booze in there.
Touch on it.
One of the best parts of living in the Bahamas is all the native fruit plants that grow wild all over the island.
1 papaya, 2 papaya, 3 papaya.
All the kids get pretty excited when it comes to planting things. We have raised gardens at home. We're farming. We're farming, buddy. And we want to have some different fruit trees here.
Brian, do you even know how big these have to get before?
No.
Before we actually get papayas?
I have no idea.
Linky could be 100 years old before we have our first papaya.
What?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. A year from now, we're going to be papaya experts.
The goal eventually, when all of these trees grow, we can start using this fresh fruit here for Switcha, which is our cafe. And the idea behind Switcha is all local ingredients to produce amazing smoothies for our guests in the morning.
I'll grab glasses.
Here, Joe.
in the kitchen right now. We're all making smoothies. Like, don't eat the chocolate.
What? I'm not.
We love making smoothies because they're tropical and we can help in the smoothie bar.
My drink has banana, chocolate chips, yogurt, strawberries.
Okay.
Mommy loves chocolate, and I love chocolate.
Okay, why don't we let Mommy and Daddy taste these?
I drink Mommy's.
The kids clearly have been keeping themselves occupied. I should have known they've been quite quiet all morning.
Mama.
What are these?
Taste mine.
Are these your trial for Switch Up?
Yeah, kind of.
I think Charlotte may have taken the lead on this one. She adores the whole concept of Switch Up. From the first time I mentioned it, she said she wanted to help. Well, who drank this? I think the funniest thing about these smoothies is that each of them reflects the children that created them.
Chef Lincoln.
Yes.
What is in your smoothie?
Bag and a half of chocolate.
Woo!
I can smell that.
That's our Lincoln. So if you name it, he can get into trouble.
Chocolate.
Okay.
His tasted like
Coconut bag. There's still some chunks.
You gotta leave the chunks in your mouth and chew the chocolate.
It may not make the cut for Switcha, or we may need to peel back on the chocolate.
Chef Charlotte.
Hey.
What is the name of your smoothie?
The healthy one.
The healthy one. Oh, I like that.
Hers has the most interesting texture. It might be the yogurt.
Or is that congealing?
Sounds congealing. All right, Miss Josephine.
Jojo, I can't even describe her. What's yours called?
Candyland.
You're gonna like yours.
But it's actually really good. That's nice.
I hated the chocolate, and I hated yours. Yours too chunky, and yours too chunky.
Josephine, if you help make these for our guests, you can't drink them.
I liked yours.
Drink it.
No one liked mine.
Oh my gosh, guys, come on.
A tough day on site to work outside. It's pouring rain. A little bit of depression sets in because there's so much work to do outside. All right, Mark. Yeah, we're 99% there in the kitchen. The appliances are coming in. We're carrying everything in, unboxing things. So it's instant gratification. The stuff comes in, you open it, it's there. Now we just need to hook it up and set Sebastian loose. Hey.
I'm feeling. I'll help with this part.
Go there. You want fries with that?
Big potato. Everyone knows I love kitchen. So to see all of this kitchen equipment starting to go in, I feel like a child opening a present. It's new, it's shiny, it's beautiful equipment. And I think for Sebastian, it's maybe a sense of relief. We've been promising him for a long time this kitchen would be up and running, and now finally it's here. So Sebastian, does it feel good to finally see some stuff here?
Yes, it's beautiful. Just seeing everything pull out of, containers and just bring it here. I love it.
I would think within a week or two you could probably be cooking in here.
Hopefully, yeah, that'll be amazing.
Careful, if you promise him that, he's going to have a countdown list. 7 days, 6 days, 5 days.
SB to approve millwork. SK to verify DIMS.
I don't see anywhere on here BB to...
Would you like to verify all those dimensions for me?
No.
Quite happy to pass that to you.
You want to trade stuff?
No, we both have a lot. I get it.
So what's going on?
Well, I got to go home next week, as you know, for some work. But I'm thinking I might take the kids with me.
Probably be a good little break for them. Just get home.
I think they need a break from the island.
Yeah.
There's mixed feelings with our 4 kids. They've all had a different experience here on the island. It's been a year. Some of our kids have acclimatized so well they never want to leave. Others, they want to go home and be with friends and family. So I think we're at a big crossroads right now, and we need some time away from the island as a family to talk. I wish it was longer and not specifically for work, because I feel that as a family we need a break more than ever.
I think we could use a few minutes.
Or weeks.
It's been a long year, just mentally, physically, emotionally, certainly financially. You're leaving when? Tomorrow?
I'm going to try and leave tomorrow, yeah.
I can try and get home on Wednesday for a couple of days.
And I'm only going to be gone a week. There's too much to do to be gone any longer.
There's way too much to do. There's a frightening amount to do. I'm going to have to put my nose to the grindstone over the next few days and see if I can sneak home for a day or two to visit. We really need to carve out more time for you and I to also make sure this budget's not going to spiral out of control, make sure we're on top of the schedule, make sure we tighten up on everything.
Schedule?
Well, we cannot push the opening date again.
No, we can't.
We are set for November 1st. That's it.
But we also can't live in a one-bedroom villa. We've been living there for a year.
So we have to figure some stuff out.
Come on. The ultimate design competition is back on Discovery Plus.
Welcome to Design Star Next Gen.
Don't miss all new episodes of Design Star Next Gen. Now available only on Discovery Plus.
My goodness, that is a spectacular lawn.
When you see a great lawn, it's all you see. We'll take care of your lawn, you take care of you. For a healthy, weed-free lawn, call True Green today.
You've been very busy at home lately. It's time you got reacquainted with your massage routine. With Massage Envy, your safety is a top priority. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
Did you know American Home Shield has over 45 years experience in the home warranty business? That means they know what they're doing, which is great because this situation will take some expertise to take care of. My plan covers faucets too, like I said, with American Home Shield. This is no biggie. It sure feels good to be covered.
With Root Insurance, you have the power to control your own rates, and that could save you a lot of money. Root is a new type of car insurance that looks deeper than other insurers by using the sensors in your smartphone to understand important details about how you actually drive. That's how Root is able to give better drivers a better price. Here's how it works. Download our app, get on the road, and then get a quote. Learn how you can take control of your car insurance at joinroot.com.
Loves me? Loves me not. New Neutrogena Skin Balancing. 3 made-for-you formulas with 2% PHA. Exfoliate and condition for soft, balanced skin. Find one. Neutrogena.
If you haven't seen Tom and Jerry, it's not too late to see the comedy event of the year.
Whoa, you can see that thing from outer space.
Tom and Jerry, the movie, rated PG.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
We're starting to get the main area wrapped up. Those privacy screens between the hotel rooms are installed. We've got the planters there, the PVC ones that arrived off the ship. Marco's starting to put some dirt plants in those as well. There's just a lot of activity around the common spaces in the hotel rooms. Everything is slowly coming together.
They're 4 inches?
The planter boxes are getting finished. We've made some adjustments in the concrete. We've made some adjustments in the framing. So now we just have to get the siding on these things, square them all up, make sure they're nice and level, get the top cap on. So can Dean give me a hand with that? Got some lumber going through the saw, some nails going in. Another day or so, I should have all those planters wrapped up. And hopefully, when Sarah comes out to see them, she will say, perfect, looks great.
There's so many things happening right now. We've got the electricians working, we've got painters on the go, we've got the million tasks that we need to try and get wrapped up so that we can get this place open.
Where do you want to put this?
Well, that's got to be on its own switch. So you'll have to try and fish it down in between the strapping and the drywall.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
So it's been a year that we've been down here. The original plan was to have this place open and operating in 6 months, which was definitely unrealistic, and we blew past that.
This goes on this ceiling, right?
No, the flat is for the ceiling.
Okay.
And then same in 103. The project is insane. So we pushed the opening a couple times. Looking good.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. So we just got to get this place open. Got to get this place open.
Hey, you. What's that?
I'm just looking at drawings for the clubhouse.
It's weird to come home here and
And what?
there's just a lot of creature comforts that we don't have on the island.
I know, it feels good to be home.
Part of me didn't expect to be home until we were finished.
Well, it's
but now
weird.
that we're home, I feel like,
We should be finished.
or we shouldn't be home yet.
You and I have flown in and out, but this is the first time I think as a family we've collectively come home and sort of said, where do we go from here? We sat here a year ago.
So excited to walk out the door.
So scared.
A little bit. Pack as if we don't know when we're coming back.
It's just a weird transition that I think I feel a little lost as to what's next. What's next for the kids? What's next for us?
Well, we can't stop now.
We've worked 7 days a week for a year. I don't feel the way we're operating right now is sustainable.
I know how hard you've been working. I know you're a perfectionist, but we have to communicate more. We have to take some time away, and every now and then when
But I guess I'm asking for a plan. Like, it's great to say we need to set up some time, we need to get away, but we don't. We haven't in a year. We've never prioritized our marriage. And I'm saying to you, I won't. We need to figure this out.
You need to come. You can't work so late. We need more family time, more time together.
Hold on, stop. I'm not saying any of those things.
But we have way more things to accomplish. We can't do all of it at the same time.
No, you're totally hearing me incorrectly. I'm saying if you and I don't focus on ourselves and on our family, then why are we doing this?
But we have to make sure we keep our eyes on the end goal. And there are some sacrifices you have to make.
I don't feel like you're hearing what I'm trying to say.
I think every other burger should have a disclaimer. I'm not made with butter. That's what they should say right on the top of it. I'm not made with butter. They should. They need to warn people. Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger. You gotta have butter.
Delicious avocado toast for all. Now at Dunkin'. Order ahead plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'.
Burning dreams, it seems are coming true. Well, it takes a toll. Descend the rabbit hole and hold on to your
Meet the new Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus 5G with seamless Microsoft integration to sync files across your team's devices. Collaboration meets mobility on Verizon 5G from a network businesses rely on. Buy one, get one on us.
Oh wow, that's a low price. What?
Ooh, that's a low price.
You're so good at low prices.
Yeah.
That's a low price.
Daniel, can you put it?
No, low price.
Douglas.
Low price.
What's a low price?
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
Your online activity can expose your personal info. There, and everywhere. Norton 360 with LifeLock is all-in-one protection for your devices, online privacy, and identity. Go to Norton.com.
Imagine a visibly healthier pet in 28 days. Purina One, natural ingredients and powerful combinations for radiant coats, sparkling eyes. Purina One visibly healthy pet. Try Purina One True Instinct High Protein formulas for dogs.
Bottom line is, moms love that Lando Frost premium sliced meats have no byproducts.
Baloney!
That's doing the call.
Hey, Baloney here.
I thought this was a no byproducts call.
Land of Frost Premium. Fresh look, same great taste.
For every hole, there's a fast, easy way to fix it yourself. The Eclipse Rapid Wall Repair Patch from DAP. Just apply and paint. No spackling. Go to eclipsepatch.com or find Eclipse products at the Home Depot.
It's so easy to sell on Poshmark. You just pick out your item, snap a couple of photos, and boom, it's up for sale. When I look at my old clothes now, I see dollar signs. Just this month, I've made a couple $100s on Poshmark just selling items out of my closet.
Buy and sell from home with the Poshmark app.
Hi, Grandpa!
What is this?
It's Sling Watch Party. You can invite people to watch live TV with you. They have on-demand stuff too, so we could watch
cartoons!
Sling Watch Party is live TV together from anywhere. Get the best of cable for the best price.
At Rugs USA, you can find the perfect rug at the perfect price. Choose from thousands of styles and sizes and see it in your own space within seconds. Make your home yours. Go to rugsusa.com/TV for an extra 10% off now. Shipping is always free.
I have been suffering with migraine for years. Nurtec ODT has worked wonders for me.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. The most common side effect was nausea.
For more information, go to nurtec.com.
These past few months haven't been easy, but they've reminded us there's no place like home. Home has new meaning. Home means everything.
Leave me alone, Daddy. It's for you.
Come on, come on. The Ultimate Design Competition is back on Discovery Plus.
Welcome to Design Star Next Gen.
Don't miss all new episodes of Design Star Next Gen. Now available only on Discovery Plus.
I'm not doubting in any way the importance of this project, but I am shouting from a rooftop saying we need to work on some things as a family.
I agree.
Both of us want to make sure this is successful. I think how we get there and what we choose to do as a family over these next 6 months is critical.
I do understand. We've been working hard. We have a lot of difficult decisions to make every day.
Yeah.
We're in a foreign country. We're adjusting to everything. So we both have to make sure we're not losing our minds. Oh, and we'll build an entire hotel and get our life savings back. So there has to be minor adjustments. We need to spend a little more time not talking about work 30 seconds before we fall asleep and get this done.
I'm hoping we're at a point where we can work a little bit more as owners and carve a little bit of time away.
Yeah. Get focused again on why we're there, not just on the business and the enormity of the project, and take a little more time out for you and I and for the family. We went into this together. We should probably do our best to come out of this together.
Go back to the island.
When we're finished renovating the hotel, I don't know what's in the cards for us. I don't know how often we'll be there on the island. I don't know how often we'll be here. I think the next chapter of the book is full of blank pages.
We are back on the island from a little time at home with the kids, just to regroup, re-energize, charge the batteries, and we're seeing all the progress through fresh eyes. The soffits are in. We just got to drill out where the pot lights are going, but all the wiring's there.
Okay.
All the windows got painted out. These doors still have to get replaced. The hotel block's coming along. Thinking back almost a year ago, it's been quite a journey there.
So it's termite infested.
Termite infested.
Fabulous!
All the in-floor plumbing is rusted, decayed, falling apart. So we have to cut every single floor.
Okay.
This is basically worst case scenario. I don't know how we got here. It was just such a daunting task, and it continues to be. There's still a lot of work to do. Flooring's all in protected. We still got to get the doors painted, get the hardware on. Still need the interior door for the bathroom.
It's great to go into the rooms now and see them at the stage they're at.
Now we have this beautiful big shower where we originally had a tiny little vanity.
It's a good layout. It certainly looks better and fresher and bigger than it was before.
I think it looks ready for furniture, basically.
We'll clean up. Let's get the door in first, finish the bathroom, then you can...
Yeah, more electrical out here.
Yeah, you shouldn't touch that.
That'd probably be your happiest day ever, wouldn't it?
I'm on your team? Where are the goals? All right, let's do it, JoJo. We've been on this island for quite a while, and, we've met a lot of people, and we've made some great friends here. The kids have made some great friends, too, and every now and then, there's a little friendly competition that breaks out. No, we get SJ. All right, buddy. Okay, come on. Get back here. Oh. Charlie, you're on my team.
Okay.
Cover Adam. Push him down. Oh. Yes! Woo! Pele! Oh, FIFA 2019. And I need a beer. It's all hands on deck today. We have a photographer on site who will be taking some photos of the finished spaces for the website. Sarah's hard at work with her team, propping the villas and the hotel block patios. And I'm working with Dean, finishing up the last few pieces of the palm tree planters by the deck. Is the bar open? Wow.
Stouffer's mac and cheese is made with 100% real cheese.
So creamy. So cheesy. It's too bad you're a dog. This is really creamy. You'd love it.
Stouffer's, the taste you love at a price you'll love.
I got a good feeling. Feeling in my bones, gotta shake it out. I'm going harder than before, let me shout. I'm the talk of the town. I know you're feeling it now.
Transitions, light under control.
You know what's making Sarah's migraine worse?
Okay, let's table that.
But you know what gives her some relief? Using ZocDoc to book a video visit.
You'll get the prescription this afternoon. Does that work?
Yes!
Oh!
ZocDoc makes healthcare easy.
This is Kansas, and this is Country Crock. We start with farm-grown ingredients, slow churn in the middle of the country. We've also been at the middle of tables for generations. No matter where your table is, bring the country in.
People have said, some people have made some changes.
Small decisions make a world of difference. IKEA. Here's to the experiences we create. The moments we share. Wherever we are. San Pellegrino. Enhance your moments.
Claudia had tried to see me in person in my office, and then she heard about Muesli. Our products are specially compounded to have 10 times the strength, the concentration. This is the future. This is where everything should be going.
It's Velveeta shells and cheese versus the other guys. Clearly, Velveeta melts creamier.
Family life can get really messy, but Care.com can help with lots of great housekeepers to put your place back together again when it's right for you. It costs less than you think. Get the housekeeping help you need. Care.com.
Hey, old girl! The Bissell Pro Heat 2X Revolution Pet Pro removes even the toughest stains, odors, and allergens, making it our best deep cleaning system for pet messes. Whatever stage of pet parenthood you're in, Bissell helps you live in the moment, not the mess.
You might like that Atkins frozen meals help you cut your carbs while enjoying the foods you love. But what you'll probably like best is that they taste every bit as good as they look. This is today's Atkins.
Hey, potty time, potty time.
The ATL MDs are back in the house.
Babies keep coming. They did not know that there was a pandemic.
And when life gets critical,
Everybody's on fire for the cause.
the drama
We need that unbreakable bond. Do you want to fix it?
is at a fever pitch.
They don't cheat because of us. They cheat because of them. So he's cheating?
Go ahead, go in here. Shut up. Are you okay? I'm fine.
In all new season of Married to Medicine, check your local listings only on Bravo.
Who's that?
A free TurboTax live tax expert.
Why do you need a tax expert?
His advice is free, and I can file for free.
Is my son still a dependent if he eats my food?
File a simple return for free, now with advice from a TurboTax live expert.
Find cool, comfortable styles from top brands that make the everyday routine anything but cool.
Come on, come on. The ultimate design competition is back on Discovery Plus.
Welcome to Design Star Next Gen.
Don't miss all new episodes of Design Star Next Gen. Now available only on Discovery Plus.
The bar open?
Almost.
Wow.
But do you think you haven't seen it all looking more like a bar?
I think one of the biggest transformations has been dressed. It was a shed, essentially, with an outdoor bar. Now it's completely wide open. This is insane. The ocean is in the bar. We've got that incredible concrete countertop. The teak looks amazing. The windows look amazing. It's a really cool place to hang out.
It's a place to relax, to chat with people, to get to know people.
Have an appetizer.
It just feels like a place you want to hang out for a few hours, poolside with a beautiful breeze, cocktails, some food. It really is the central hub of the resort.
I think there will be many, many stories told at that bar over the years.
We hope so, because if people are staying there, enjoying it, getting to know one another, and they're relaxing and socializing, that's what we want.
Now that we've been living on South Andros for a year, and we can see a lot of the spaces ready for the photographer, it's amazing to think how far we've come. The hotel block is one of the original buildings on the property. It's 50 years old this year. We ended up having to strip out 99% of that building. It's essentially a rebuild from the inside out.
You have this sprawling deck, stunning views of the pool or the ocean. I'm really happy with the final villas. To see them at the stage of completion is very rewarding. They're kind of like mini houses. All in all, they were a lot of fun to design. So I'm happy that we've done some of them, but I'm excited that there's a lot more still to do.
Yeah, I'm very excited. There's still a lot of work to do. The clubhouse actually looked pretty nice when we first got here. Yeah, it looked like a garage sale in there. Red clay tile everywhere, rotten doors. The kitchen was special.
I think with the clubhouse, we're slowly making progress. We focused our attention on the kitchen so that Sebastian can get in and the kitchen appliances can get installed and ready to go.
I feel like we've made a lot of progress in the clubhouse. Maybe not on the design finish side yet, but we've done all the electrical, all the new plumbing rough-ins are in for the bathrooms. We have the tile down in the kitchen and the restaurant.
Increasing the height of those doors, exiting into the courtyard, changing our doors to the windows. I think we both added suggestions and compromised, and I'm very pleased with the finished look of that.
That clubhouse area, all the hard work has been done. Now it's time for all the finishes. We will 100% get that finished very shortly. We have a little bit of work to do, but it will be spectacular when the first guests arrive.
We are living here, we are working here, we are sharing this property with so many people. We are very fortunate for all the people that have been here long before us, like Marco and Archie.
We're here for good.
For all the construction guys. There's so many people on this site making this happen day in and day out that more than ever we realize that it does take a village to make this type of project happen.
It takes an entire island. Living in paradise sounds amazing, but there's a lot more to it than just coconut-based drinks and mini umbrellas.
Next time on Renovation Island.
Our opening date is set in stone. Flights have been purchased. The people are coming.
I'm stressed today. We are 12 weeks How do we get things booked? How do we get staff? How do we get uniforms? How do we get food here?
Everything seems to be top priority. They have 1,000 things on the list. They are all vying for that #1 position. Oh, come on. You got a leak? There's some water coming through the soffit. Came empty. But it has no acetylene B in it. Why would they ship an empty tank? Like, they can't do anything. They're at a standstill. We have a potential big issue with the water system.
Like the other day when we ran out of water.
Exactly. Until we can get a bigger line ran in. You cannot just go crazy and have a lot of people here. If we don't have a water system that can provide enough good quality water for the hotel, we don't have a hotel.
Old houses are always full of surprises.
Gorgeous!
Man, that was the problem in this town, and I know it's the problem in a lot of towns, is people don't see the beauty and the magic anymore.
It's already there in front of them.
Already right there. They don't see it.
January 2nd, 1908.
Oh, that is cool. We want all these houses to shine.
If we keep going the way we're going, in 10 years, everything will be shined up and completely new.
Everything?
We'll leave the good old stuff.
I was going to say, I like a little damage.
Me too. We're going to show a couple houses to Josh and Giorgio today. Giorgio is from Laurel, and they want to have a place to come to visit family.
We try to get back at least 3 times a year. I feel like the last couple of years we've been like coming way more frequently.
Yeah, probably just to get away from our real life.
They're coming here 3 times a year and spending a fortune on hotels. So why not just buy a house?
We're going to be back and forth. It's going to be hard for us to maintain a house if it's really large. So maybe something with a smaller footprint, something with a nice kitchen, because Giorgio likes to cook.
Yeah.
For me, I will need a home office just in case I do have to work from home.
Yeah, it's finally cool.
I'm so glad you got to experience cool weather in Mississippi.
So for budget, we're looking to stay around $150,000, perhaps less, maybe a couple dollars more. I don't know. It's just money.
This is the Hosey house. Mary and Freddie Hosey moved here in the late 60s, lived here for 30 years. It was built in the 1920s. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,200 square feet, and they're asking $53,000 for it.
Well, sweet.
Nice. So what are your first thoughts, feelings, impressions?
I like the green.
You do?
We're ready for Christmas.
Yeah. It's a very cute house.
Which I love.
Well, I think that this house is just adorable. I'm not sure what the railing around the addition is about. The windows that were added, it looks like sometime in the 60s or 70s.
Yeah. This is actually called, I think it's like jalousie glass, but we call it Florida glass.
It's got these tiny little baby shutters that just can't do anything.
They don't do much.
Yeah. Did a painting for you?
Okay. Ooh.
A big change for me is removing that railing on the addition and adding windows that match the other windows in the house.
Yes.
And then I would love to blast the paint on the steps to see if we could get down to the original brick.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
All new landscaping and a new front door painted like a deep inky blue.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, all right. Let's go take a look.
All right.
Watch for cars.
Whoop.
Come on in.
Lovely little living room, isn't it?
Yep.
Nothing offensive?
Nothing offensive about it, no.
These floors are really hard to find in Laurel, Mississippi.
What are these floors?
So these are white oak. Most of the floors in Laurel are pine because of the pine industry.
Yeah.
This is my most curious.
It's your tchotchke holder.
Yeah.
Maybe we could make it our bar?
Maybe.
But only mini bottles.
As we've traveled the world, collect a little bottle.
Well, we collect. Yeah.
Then make a little plaque and
Everybody
put it right there.
Well, the thing is, though, I wouldn't want to get rid of it. Anytime you have any kind of built-in, it's like an asset. Well, if I had my druthers and I could give this living room the style it deserves, imagine if this door is painted that inky navy blue, finding a way to bring an interesting inky navy blue to the fireplace over here. I would just like it to feel more like navies, blacks, golds, a little more of a modern slant.
Okay. Modern masculine.
Yeah. You got a home office over here.
Yeah, with French doors.
Built-ins everywhere in here. I actually really like the ceiling. I think it's interesting. And then we pull up this carpet. This is brick floor underneath, but it's been painted a million times. We could do a new color on the paint.
Okay.
I mean, could it work for home office? Is it big enough?
I think this is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's see the rest of the
Got a
house.
huge dining room.
Save.
Look at all this room.
Those cages.
We can fit.
Yeah.
Sort of. We would want to do a bigger case opening there.
And then give you a case opening in your kitchen
Yeah,
here.
so it feels
At least like you got more elbow room.
Yeah.
It's got great built-in.
I love the built-ins.
Yeah.
Would it make sense to bring them to the ceiling, like bring it all the way up?
I don't know. Possibly.
I didn't consider that. Now you mess with my mind. So if we didn't take them to the ceiling, these 3 rooms that we just looked at would be about $10,000.
Okay.
All 3 rooms, not just one.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
really
It's
good.
easier to sell it that way.
Yeah.
You get all this for $10,000.
Yeah.
What's the catch?
Well, this is the catch. Go on in.
Yeah,
I'll let you
see
go
this
first.
green kitchen.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a lovely gingham plaid.
So
Whoa!
Look at this little
I didn't know
secret.
that was there.
what would we do here?
Well, Ben, I'm so glad you asked. These cabinets are in pretty good shape.
Okay.
So I think we could keep them and reface them, get new cabinet doors, and completely change the look of them.
Okay.
And then this window goes away, and we build in your refrigerator into this nook.
Okay.
And then on that wall, we make a big new window.
Oh.
With the sink overlooking the backyard.
Okay.
You'd have
Yeah.
way more light.
Yeah.
And then you could have your hood vent and your oven here in that nook where a refrigerator was.
Okay.
And so then we would add an island, just get it more linear from front to back of house.
Okay.
Imagine a deep dark color on the cabinetry and then a cool pattern tile for your backsplash, brass hardware,
Okay.
something more modern masculine. Like I love that that's what you called it in the front room because that's kind of the plan for the entire house.
Perfect.
What do you think? Could it work?
I think
you
so.
can love it?
Yeah.
We can walk on what? Oh, the money.
So this number is about $26,000.
Which is not as
Okay.
bad as it could be.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
And this is the biggest room so far.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
This is the bedroom. I think it's fine. It's a little narrow, but we could make it feel bigger once we get rid of this gross
Flooring,
carpet,
paint.
flooring, paint, lights.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this.
It's an interesting window. I don't think I've ever seen one.
It reminds me of an eye. Watching this.
It's actually in really good shape considering how old the house
Yeah.
is. Like,
It was done, it looks like in the 90s. maybe.
Yeah.
It's just so chopped up.
yeah.
From bedroom to bedroom, delete everything in the middle and imagine one perfect rectangle with no walls. Ben is in front of the shower, and then that is custom built-in storage to the right of the shower, and then 2 modern but antique style vanities facing each other, and then we put up 2 small walls there so that the eye window is kind of in a toilet closet, and then that's also your laundry.
Yeah, do a stackable.
A stackable washer
So it's
dryer.
not in your kitchen.
But like all this space taken together, it's going to be a really great bathroom.
Yeah. If you could get the house for $53,000, we would end up needing to put about $80,000 into it, which would be $133,000 all in.
Okay.
Less than 150.
Less than 150.
Definitely less than 150. It's a good house. I think size-wise, it's not too big. It's not too small.
Okay.
It is a good option. I just have concerns about how everything's going to look.
Yeah.
It seems like we're taking down and moving a lot.
The house doesn't really have a strong architectural style that we can lean into.
Okay.
It would be leaning into y'all's personality.
Okay.
More than anything. So, we want to show you another house. It's a little bit bigger, but it's super close.
Yeah.
So let's head that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like actually 2 blocks, but it's super close.
All right. Let's cross the street because we want to talk about one over here. This is the Bond house.
Definitely has more curb appeal and like innate charm than the other house.
It feels older.
Yeah.
So Claire and Louis Bond moved here in the 70s. They lived here for 40 years then. It's 1,900 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and they're asking $75,000 for it.
I like it. I like the porch.
Yeah. Has that white bland situation going on again.
A little more
Classic choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some nice bars on the window just in case. things
Real
get
friendly.
weird.
Yeah.
But we can make this house look completely different, but lean into the best things about it.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like?
I do.
I mean, we could save money if we keep all the trim white, because the white is in pretty good shape. We could just touch up. and then paint the body of the house a deep kind of gray-brown color.
Okay, is my aesthetic.
Yeah, and then a front door that has some windows in it, so it doesn't feel so closed off.
I love it.
Yeah?
Those are great ideas.
All right, you want to go inside?
Hang on.
Money!
So just patching the roof a little bit, painting the body but leaving the trim, removing the awning. You're not talking about a lot of work. So on the exterior, it would only be an extra $14,000.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Well, can I see inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on.
So, the living room, it's a little bit grander.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Higher ceilings. We refinished the floors, paints. This room's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Dining room.
You thought